Hi, thanks for joining me and Happy New Year. It's the 4th of January 2015. And today we're going to use my oracle to answer a question for Angela. Angela asks, I'm single. When will I meet a guy and have a relationship? Well, you don't want to start small, do you? That's a really big question. And I also think asking a when question is just scraping the surface, and it's not the best way to go about getting guidance or information, because when you're asking when, you're just waiting for something to happen. You're at the mercy of the elements, the universe, and to some degree I think we are, but it's nicer to frame a question in a way that's empowering for you and that gives you something to do and some action to take. So for example, you would change this question to say, how can I make myself ready for love? What do I need to do to be open and present to love in my life? Who do I need to become to meet the person I want to meet? So there's a whole range of rephrasing this question in a way that can be more empowering for you. So I think we'll start with the how. How do I bring love into my life? Let's try that for a starting point. So we're going to choose just 3 items. And this is a big question, and we're not going to be able to answer it in the 6 or 7 minutes that we're going to do here today. And in a normal session, we'd go a lot deeper, and we keep rephrasing the question, and we get to what's beneath it. And we'd use layer upon layer of oracles to get there, and we'd spend 30 minutes to an hour getting some really deep information. But I think today we're going to be able to get some guidance that's going to help point in the right direction. So in front of me on the table I've got crystals, my Pinterest oracle on my iPad, and books about the body, because I like to use those sorts of information systems. And of course behind me I've got the rest of the items that I use as an oracle, and there's more information about this on my welcome video if you'd like to understand how I've created this oracle and what it's made of. So let's go ahead and pick something. I'm not really drawn to anything that's in front of me, so I'm going to turn around and use the oracle behind me. Okay. I'm drawn to this book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Oh, interesting. My eye just went straight to Susan Jeffers. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay, let's just pick a 3rd item. Oh, lovely. The crystal, citrine. Beautiful. All right, let's get some more information from these items. So the first one we picked was The Power of Habit. I'm just going to flip through it. I'm just going to flip through it and open it up to a page. Part 2, The Habits of Successful Organizations. Keystone habits. Okay. In this part of the book, he goes on to tell a story about which habits matter most. The story is about an aluminium company, Alcoa as it was known then. And the story goes on to talk about the foundational habits that the CEO put in place. So I'm going to write down for this foundational habits, because we're asking how am I going to get myself ready, or how am I going to bring love into my life? So the first answer is foundational habits. What are your foundational habits around preparing yourself to be open to love? What are your foundational habits around getting out and having opportunities to meet new people? What are your foundational habits around communication, I think, in general, so that you're out there and having that opportunity to have interactions and exchanges and let people get to know you. So foundational habits, that's a fantastic start. Feel the fear and do it anyway. I almost feel like the title is the oracle and that we don't need to go any further into the book. I'm sure that there's some sort of fear holding you back from taking a certain action. So whether it's going on a dating site, joining some sort of social group that share your common interests, talking to the guy in the coffee queue that you've seen standing there and who's caught your eye and you've caught his eye a couple of times. Feel the fear and do it anyway. So from that, I'm getting the sense that you do know some ways in which you could be bringing love into your life and you're holding back and you're not doing it. So you're being encouraged, and I'm going to make a note of this for you, to feel the fear, and do it anyway. And the last item that we got was this gorgeous piece of citrine. I'm going to read from the Crystal Bible. And I have a general idea of what citrine's about, but I want to read from the Crystal Bible for you because I haven't memorized every single word in this 400-page book. And I want to see what jumps out at me that would relate specifically to you, rather than rely on my preconceived ideas about what citrine represents. So why don't we have a quick look in the book here for citrine. Chiastolite, Chrysocolla, Cinnabar. I'm getting every seed but citrine. Here we go. Okay. A powerful cleanser and regenerator. It's warming, energizing, and highly creative. It absorbs, transmutes, dissipates, and grounds native energy. Is therefore extremely protective for yourself and for the environment. It was often used for protection. So that could be useful if you're nervous and you need to feel the fear and do it anyway. It might be worth getting a little piece of citrine, not a great big chunk like this. I'm trying to see if I have another piece here, and I do. I have about 80 crystals here on the table in front of me. I have 2 pieces of citrine actually. I have this beautiful little oval piece and another little pocket piece. And so it could be useful to get a small piece of citrine and put it in your handbag or your pocket, or in the case of you, Angela, being a woman, in your bra. And this is a talisman for you to carry and feeling a sense of protection as you go out into the world and try new things and meet new people and feel the fear and do it anyway. We'll just quickly see if there's anything else for you. Yeah, it mentions about wearing close to the skin. It's great to use in meditation. So you could simply sit with it, hold it in your hand, and just say out loud, how do I bring love into my life? How do I prepare myself and be ready for love in my life? How can I ensure openness to love when it arrives for me? There's a whole range of great questions you could just sit and ask and just see what pops into your head, see what you feel. It says, psychologically, this is great, citrine raises self-esteem and self-confidence and removes destructive tendencies. It improves motivation, activates creativity, and encourages self-expression. It makes you less sensitive, especially to criticism, which can be, you know, if you're out in the dating game and you're going to get some rejection because we're not all everybody's cup of tea. And so we can be sensitive to that, and it can make us hold back and not feel the fear and do it anyway. So I think we're just getting reinforcement here on top of reinforcement. What are your foundational habits? And are they taking you out into the world where you can meet people? Are they supporting you in this desire and this wish you have to meet somebody and form a relationship? And then feeling the fear and doing it anyway, using these talismans to boost your self-confidence and to get out there in the world and make yourself findable. So, Angela, I hope that you and anybody watching, that these answers have activated a deeper awareness around the question for you. And just please remember that you are connected and life is eagerly providing answers all the time. And the question itself has the power to either move you forward or keep you stuck. So, my little suburban psychics, what's your question?